Today I want to talk about what I consider to be a slept on spell, and that spell is Calm Emotions. Now the reason I think this spell is often overlooked is because if the target of this charm effect sees their allies being attacked, the charm effect ends. So you can't just throw it out in combat and still attack all the enemies who weren't affected by it. So it doesn't have the same level of control that something like Hypnotic Pattern has. However, it does have some very strong and fantastic use case options, and I want to go over those use cases. The first and probably the most important one is ending a combat before it starts. In my video, 5 ways to instantly improve your tactics, the one I want people to know about the most is a fight avoided is a fight won. And Calm Emotions actually goes a long way to being able to help your team avoid a combat altogether. In a similar vein as avoiding the combat altogether, it's also really good for retreats because you can make a massive group of people, a 20-foot radius is a pretty big area. So you can make a whole bunch of people make this save. It's a charisma save, so it's pretty reliable. And everyone who fails it, so long as your team doesn't attack, they're just going to be indifferent towards you and your friends. So you and your whole party can now flee, and a good portion of the people who would be chasing you no longer really care to. So their party essentially divides itself, and then you have the opportunity to turn on the people who were divided and then conquer them, even if it removes the calm emotion from these people over here. Or you can just use it to go a full-on retreat and you don't have to turn around. It has a lot of tactical and retreat-based opportunities that I think often go overlooked. And number 3 is that charm and fear are actually really common effects to apply to your team. And so being able to just have a spell that counters that is actually very powerful. Imagine fighting a dragon who gets off its dragon fear. Now this doesn't remove the fear, it doesn't make you immune to the fear. What it does is it suppresses it. So you are still technically afraid, but you just don't have any of the effects, but you continue making the save at the end of your turn. If you save, then you're immune to the dragon fear. If you break concentration and Calm Emotions leaves, the fear comes back on if they haven't saved yet. So it's kind of an interesting mechanic that's pretty unique to Calm Emotions. I've been playing with Calm Emotions with the current bard I have been playing, and I think it's a really fun spell to play around with. I've even used it for a lot of roleplay opportunities. If I want to go have a conversation with someone, if I'm interrogating someone, I'll use Calm Emotions beforehand so they just don't see me as hostile. And I found it to be pretty cool how many use cases I've gotten out of it, though I will admit some of them have been my DM being fairly lenient with the spell. But that's what I really like about taking these less used spells with these characters, is that you really get to explore some whole new mechanics and whole new tactics and a whole new way to play the game. Calm Emotions is one I really recommend you guys try out, but what I want to hear is what slept on spells you think I should cover in the comments down below. But other than that, have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.